Hi, and welcome to our video kit release for our Bon Appetit kit. It is a fantastic one that we all can use. How many of us have those recipes that we either A, we love, or B, are kind of family recipes, or even your recipe has become a family recipe? How many times does the phone ring or somebody send you an email or a text and say, hey, remember that cake? We all get them, and that was kind of the thoughts behind this kit, is let's put those down. Let's make our own recipe book. There's 1,000 of them on the shelves these days, but why not make the one that is really, really important to ourselves or to our families or friends or whomever? This collection, obviously, this is our bundled collection, and as always, we have all 5 coordinating products, no duplicates in these, and by purchasing it as the bundle, you do save yourself 20% versus purchasing each of these 5 items individually. So let's go have a look and see what all this offers here, what I'm talking about. In our FQB, there is so many fabulous things you're going to see throughout the background papers as well as for the elements themselves. So as you can see in here, here's a perfect paper, and hopefully this shows up well. You can see it's a white paper that ends over here. You can see it where these colors join in. But fantastic ideas as covers, number one, for your album, or number 2, if you were writing the recipe in. Somebody just wanted one recipe, or it was their favorite. This is one of your kids, your grandkids, whatever the case may be. Why not write that in there, frame that for them, and give it to them for a gift? There is so many different things in here that you can utilize this for. And as you can see by the background papers, you get a lot of different color options. You get a lot of different variations in terms of the background papers. Like there's some that are busier like this. And then as we come along, you'll see that some are not so busy, which is great. They were great to pair together in order to create really interesting layouts and cards and mini albums. It gives them a lot of visual interest, but also it just doesn't kind of drive you nuts because there's too much pattern. Again, here's another fabulous page in Delish Moment. Why can't that be photos of something? Maybe it's you, a special photo of you cooking with your daughter, your son, your grandchild, whatever it is. Why not have that in there? Maybe it's a hilarious barbecue moment from the backyard where something really got burnt or you got rained out that day. There's so many things. It doesn't just have to be an album. It can be for those moments when cooking happens and everything happens. You know what I'm saying? The smoke pouring out of the kitchen, or the canner exploding and there's food everywhere. We've all had those. Come on. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one. We've all had those. But here again, you can see those as true inspiration pages that you can pick out and you can start with. It gives you so many opportunities in order to do that. Here's as well some florals in order to dress it up, give it a little prettier thing, depending on who you're creating this for, whether that's yourself or someone else. Maybe that's the way you want it to lean towards it, because it's a more refined thought. It's a more refined photo, or that person, or whatever the case may be. The type of food that you enjoy is more refined. It gives you those options there. So there's background papers. They are fantastic. And like I said, you get so many color options that you could really can create with this. That it won't be a problem for you at all. Book plates. Great little things, because obviously if we're talking recipes and food, we're either going to have the title of a food, chicken or something like that, or we're going to have a title of a recipe or things like that. So we need great elements like this in order to showcase those titles. Some bows, again, in order to dress things up. Just give them that little bit of extra, just a little pop of color, a little pop of interest. Same thing, look at these bread clips. Aren't these the coolest? When Mary Fan designed them, I happened to be walking into the office and thought, hey, what's that? That is so interesting. And what a great way to display something like this, to give yourself a tag that so coincides with the theme of this, but in such a unique fashion. Not an element that you see very often, right? Buttons, again, to add a little bit of color and texture. We always want to be able to add in little pops here and there just to complete our creation out. Great card labels. You're going to find a lot of these in here. These are what really is the crowning glory of this kit. You have so many options like this that either A, use them as a standalone element, which I'll show you at the end of this video. I'll show you the layout that Mary Fran did and the card that I made, just to give you some inspiration. You'll see different ways of using these. But also think of them in terms of using them as again, you can have a photo on here, whether that's a photo of a cooking or a meal, or, you know, the dining room table was set, or it could be a place to write in a recipe or just journal. You know, how I loved cooking with you, Grandma, whatever it was, right? You have everything there. Now here's great ones, like I said, substitutes for eggs. Mary Fran has included all kinds of great things for us in order to utilize and in order to enliven our creations. These category tabs, and you'll see them as I scroll through, you know, if you are making an album, holy man, she has done all the hard work. There is your categories for you already done, or maybe just a portion of them, because maybe this year you're only doing a few of them, and there's also a blank one. So for those of you that English is not your primary language, or if there was a category that we missed because you have something specific to your family or your things, there it is. You can actually create that yourself. Again, great circle things with fabulous sayings in them. You always need those fabulous sayings, and for Mary Fran to do that, look at how she's done that with almost like a charcoal or line drawing of that slotted spoon down there. You know, those make such interest, and that's what makes creating so much fun, is by you blending those things in there, but having those things made for you, so it doesn't make creating become a chore. You know, this is supposed to be a hobby. This is supposed to be fun. Kitchen conversion chart. What a useful element. In all many more ways than one. I know I need these all the time. You know, you get recipes from maybe a different country or a different chef, the way they talk about things. Use 8 tablespoons of butter. And you're thinking, well, how much is 8 tablespoons? I don't have to go through that in 1, 2. How about we can have a measurement in there? And so A, it's useful for that, but B, what a great element, right? What interest that adds. We all know about those. Same thing with the dinner menu plan. Certainly a useful element. If you want to go ahead and use that, maybe you had a New Year's resolution that you wanted to eat better, or you wanted to pre-plan your meals. It makes things a little easier. It alleviates some of the stress or the work of it for the week ahead, being that we're all so busy. But also a great item just to slide in there, just to add that interest. Flower clusters to add as you see fit. Very pretty, very well done, obviously in the colors of this kit. So they're very easy to insert if that was the way you wanted the feeling of it to go. Great hearts in there. Obviously, food means a lot of love. A lot of our cultures have food and love. Those are baked together, right? Here's some more journal cards. And like I said to you, these journal cards and things, these are fantastic. They give you such a great way to adorn your layouts and scrapbook pages and mini albums. They are just fantastic, right? They make it so crisp and clean looking. You'll love the look of these. So life is what you bake of it. Count the memories, not the calories. Again, beautiful sentiment. Whether you write a recipe in here, whether you have photos in here, utilize it to however you see things fit. Journal pad. So delish. Great way to journal in what your feelings were about that recipe, that moment, the photo, whatever. Family recipes, tried and true. Again, great elements. Here's a nutritional facts one. Isn't that fantastic? Doesn't that look exactly like what you see on the outsides of boxes and packages? Fantastic. And there it is in a few colors, so it can match perfectly for whatever you're doing there. Cherished recipes. Here's a recipe book cover. That's exactly what Mary Fran called it. So if you are going to decide to, I've wanted to make a recipe book for my kids or my family members. Why not do it this year for, whether that's each one gets one for their birthday, maybe you give them to them at Christmas next year, but this is a big project. It's going to take you a while to do this. So you know what? I work on it a couple of hours every week, because that's how long it's going to take me, and it gives me a great hobby throughout the year because it is going to take that long, and what a wonderful thing to give. Recipe cards. Look at that. Mary Fran's even thought of that. So if you were doing that, look at that. Ingredients in preparation, even a little review thing where you can circle the heart and say, oh yeah, I really like that one, or I'm going to give that 101. You know, I'm not big on Brussels sprouts, right? A couple of colors again for you so that it matches exactly what you're doing. Now look at this one, a recipe photo card. isn't this really going well up? So say you did have a great recipe and you took a photo of it. Now you're looking like professional. You are really moving into the ranks of the high-end chefs, aren't you? But great thing to have. Great thing to have. And you can make those and give that person, even though they may not be the most professional chef, but maybe they are, why not give them what they're just due, right? Fabulous ribbons to use, and I'll show you how I used one of those in my card making example. Same thing with individual elements. Spatula, rolling pin, wooden spoons, just little things. You know, we didn't want to go overboard. There are other collections in our store that deal with recipe that have more of that feeling, if that's the way you want. You can go to Grandma's Pantry collection. But this is meant to be a little more mature theme, I guess, if you want to say it that way. Great stamps. So this Bon Appetit, if that's what the word says on top, if it's a little hard to read. Treasured recipes. And recipe with a fork. You use these exactly as you would digital stamps or physical stamps, right? Same idea. That's how you utilize those. And Shall We Cook? So that's included in our FQB collection. So that's everything in there. In our little bits, again, our little bits are always fully clustered, fully finished. Great places to start. Choose your main element out of the little bits. It is so easy to do that. There it is. Like, you can put a photo behind there. You can put a recipe behind there. You can do all kinds of things. But it gives you your starting point. We always need a starting point when we create something. Head straight to the little bits because Mary Fran includes so many finished items in there that it's so easy to choose. Now look at those, like, roll, steam, boil, fold, like fabulous items, right? Family recipes, there you go. There it gives you your stamp, your digital stamp, so you can utilize that anywhere you see fit. Any background paper, anything. Mom's recipe, love this, delicious. Great tags, right, in order to pop in there and have such the feel. It gives you that entire feel to flow with the creation. In our additional paper pack, our 2 paper pack, you'll see the same as, I know I'm kind of a broken record here, but you will see the exact same patterns but these are different colors than you saw in the FQB. So don't think that you're getting duplicates. This is simply adding to your background paper collection so that you can create multiple items with this. Because obviously if you're creating a mini album or a recipe album, things like that, you don't want the same pages over and over again. You want things to look differently, but coordinate well. Here's the solids. Again, same thing. Maybe you like this solid paper with this muted line pattern in it so much that you wanted to put that family recipes stamp on here and build your own page. Well, that gives you the option. If not, they work fabulous as backing behind photos, recipe cards, whatever, so that you have the exact color match, which is what is really important in creating a nice, beautiful finished look. Our alpha, again, we're going to need something in order to punctuate or highlight that title of a recipe, that feeling you got of a photo because you were all cooking together. Maybe it was a date, a time, a place, whatever. Use the alpha for those things. It draws such attention to what the real true feeling of that creation is. They're very simple to use. They're very easy to resize. And obviously they coordinate quite well. So that is how you use an alpha, and I challenge you to use them because they really are worth doing. So lastly, I mentioned to you, I will show you some inspiration. So this is the layout that Mary Fran used. And as I mentioned to you earlier, look at the nutrition facts label. Look at how she used that. Look at how she decided to use a recipe card as just an element, or the kitchen journal card, right? There's that stir with the slotted spoon on that card. There are so many ways to utilize these things without having to make a album out of it, because as you can see, this is all about score cake. And people, if you haven't tried score cake, you better try that today. Look it up on the internet. There's a recipe for it everywhere. The caramel, the chocolate, the score bar bits on the top. Yeah, I know, you're kind of salivating right now, but I'll finish this really quickly so you can go and make your score cake. Lastly is the card. This is, again, how I mentioned, look at how easy it is to put things together. There is the ribbon. For those of you that aren't using our ribbons in our kits, there's a great use for it. Look at how it just gave it a brightness with the white, but yet blended with the red in there, obviously, that's carried throughout the card. Very simple thing to do, but it gave it such a bright and cheerful area down the side here, I thought, anyhow. So folks, that is it. That is our Bon Appetit collection. I hope that you see everything that this offers. And like I said to you earlier, this is a great collection to make an album, whether that be a recipe album or a photo album, and as well to capture the memories and to give people those treasured memories that we all have, because a lot of our cultures and lives revolve around the dinner table, and that holds a lot of memories for us. Thanks again for tuning in, but before you leave, please go down to the bottom right of this screen. You'll see our Nitwit Collections logo where you'll want to click on that to be subscribed to our channel. That gives you notification whenever new videos are produced. As well, give us a thumbs up if you like the video and the kit, and leave us a message. Let us know your thoughts on it. Let us know how you're going to use this collection. It's always interesting to hear from you and the thoughts and feelings and what things you guys are creating with it. Thanks once again for tuning in, and I hope you'll head over to our store and pick this collection up for yourself, because it is a real winner. Thanks again, and happy creating.